Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. The Silent Wealth Guardian. Have you ever walked past something in your home, something quiet, green, and unassuming, and thought nothing of it? Perhaps a plant on a side table, a touch of nature placed more out of habit than intention. But what if that plant, sitting silently in the corner, holds a kind of power that ancient traditions have whispered about for centuries? There's a saying in both Buddhism and Feng Shui, where the eyes rest, the heart follows. And in that stillness, where a single plant grows slowly and surely, there may be a force more potent than we realize. Today, I want to talk to you not about money in the way most people do, not about budgets or business plans, but about something deeper. The energy of wealth. The kind that is quiet, steady, and earned not just through action but through alignment. And the object that leads us into this conversation? The ZZ plant. Yes, the ZZ plant. A humble houseplant found in countless homes, loved for its hardy nature and glossy green leaves. But behind its simplicity lies a spiritual secret. This plant has long been considered a vessel of wealth energy, not because it's magical, but because it holds and emits a specific kind of stillness. A kind of quiet magnetism that aligns with the invisible currents of prosperity. And yet, there's a paradox here. The same plant that draws in good fortune can also block it if placed without awareness. You see, energy in the home is not unlike energy in the body. Just as a blocked artery can halt the flow of life-giving blood, a misplaced object, especially one as energetically sensitive as a living plant, can quietly disrupt the flow of abundance. And while you may still go to work, pay your bills, and try your best, something feels off. Income slips away. Opportunities stall. You're doing everything right, but wealth never quite sticks. It's not superstition, it's design. And understanding that design is what Feng Shui and the Dharma both seek to illuminate. In this video, we'll go far beyond just telling you where to put a plant. We'll explore why these locations matter. How your home speaks a language of energy. And how one quiet change, done with intention, can unlock a cascade of blessings. You'll also hear real-life stories, not of overnight miracles, but of subtle shifts that changed everything. People like you and me, people who didn't expect that moving a single plant would start a quiet awakening in their lives. So stay with me. This isn't just about where to place a ZZ plant. This is about learning to see your home as an extension of your spirit, and discovering how the most ordinary objects can become powerful allies in your journey toward wealth, peace, and purpose. Take a breath. Let's begin. Part 2. The Dharma of Living Objects. In Buddhism, even what appears lifeless is not truly without essence. A rock, a breeze, a plant, each holds energy, each reflects the conditions that gave rise to it. This understanding is not metaphorical, it's deeply practical. And when we bring a living object into our home, we are not merely adding decoration. We are inviting in a new participant in the dance of consciousness and space. The ZZ plant is no exception. At first glance, it may seem modest, dark green leaves, quiet form, slow growth. But this quietness is precisely what makes it powerful. It doesn't demand attention, yet it draws it. Its thick leaves retain moisture like wealth held in trust. Its resilience mirrors the spiritual virtue of patience. And in both Dharma and Feng Shui, patience is not passive, it is potent. It is the ground from which lasting fortune grows. Feng Shui calls it a wealth plant. But from a Dharma perspective, It's more than a symbol, it's a mirror. How you care for it reflects how you tend to your own energy. A healthy plant doesn't just attract money, it supports clarity, presence, and groundedness. When your space feels balanced, your decisions are sharper, your actions more mindful, and your outcomes more aligned. There is also something sacred in the act of caring for it. Wiping dust from its leaves, offering water, adjusting it toward sunlight, each act becomes a kind of moving meditation. It is not unlike the offering of water on a home altar, simple, sincere, and silently transformative. In this way, the ZZ plant becomes more than greenery. It becomes a quiet Dharma companion. A reminder that wealth is not just what we accumulate, but what we honor, what we nurture, and what we allow to grow slowly, mindfully, and with reverence. So if this message speaks to you, if you've ever felt that the quietest things in your home may hold the loudest truths, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma. There's so much more ahead. Because now, we move from the why to the where. Let's explore the first of two sacred placements that could transform your ZZ plant into a true guardian of your fortune. Part 3, Southeast Placement, the Wealth Corner of the Soul. There is a sacred logic to space. In the art of Feng Shui, every direction speaks. North carries wisdom, East invites health, and the Southeast, the Southeast, this is where wealth quietly gathers. In traditional Feng Shui theory, the southeast corner of a home corresponds with the wealth sector. It's governed by the element of wood, the same element the ZZ plant belongs to. This creates a rare energetic match, plant and direction resonating like a tuning fork and a singing bowl. The result? Flow, harmony, and attraction. You see, prosperity isn't just about gain, it's about alignment. It's about placing the right intention in the right space so that the energy of your home knows what to support. The Southeast is a space of gentle expansion, where seeds planted, both literally and energetically, can take root and grow. I once met a young woman, a freelance writer named Tara, who had a ZZ plant tucked beside her bookshelf, mostly for aesthetics. Work had been slow, inspiration stuck. She admitted she hadn't felt in flow for months. When I asked where the southeast corner of her studio was, she shrugged. We pulled out a compass app. It was directly across from her entrance, cluttered with a forgotten laundry basket. She cleared the space, placed the plant there with care, and lit a small candle nearby. I didn't expect miracles, she said later. But within a week, I wrote more than I had in 2 months. And 2 new clients found me through referrals I hadn't even asked for. Coincidence? Perhaps. But when energy is invited to circulate, without obstruction, it tends to move. That is the essence of Feng Shui. To find your own southeast corner, stand at the center of your home and use a compass app. In many homes, it's the diagonal corner across from the front door in the living room or study. Once found, cleanse it, physically and energetically. Remove dust, clutter, broken items. Let the area breathe. Then place your ZZ plant there, not in haste, but with a gentle pause. Let it feel like an offering. Add warm touches, a soft lamp, a few coins in a dish, or a framed affirmation. Nothing flashy, just signs that you are ready. Ready for slow, steady, sustainable wealth. Because when plant and placement harmonize, the soul of the space awakens. And from that stillness, prosperity begins to bloom. Part 4, The Entrance Dragon, Awakening Prosperity at Your Door. If the southeast corner is where wealth gathers, your front door is where it first arrives. In Feng Shui, the main entrance is called the mouth of Qi, the gateway where energy flows into your space, much like breath entering the lungs. Just as your breath nourishes your body, The energy at your entrance influences everything inside your home, your mindset, relationships, and yes, your finances. But there's one area people often overlook. It's not the center or the right side. It's the left-hand side, as seen from inside the house looking out. In traditional Feng Shui, this is called the green dragon position. Why a dragon? In Taoist symbolism, the green dragon represents vitality, abundance, and helpful support. When activated, this side of the doorway becomes a channel for opportunity, not chaotic or forced, but graceful and auspicious. You're opening the door not only for guests, but for blessings, luck, and right timing. The ZZ plant, with its stable wood energy, is a natural partner here. It doesn't just greet visitors, it filters and refines incoming qi, allowing only beneficial energy to settle inside. This placement is especially useful if life feels full of bad timing or constant disruptions. It's ideal for business owners, creatives, or anyone seeking more flow and synchronicity. Let me share a story. My friend Jonathan runs a vegan cafe in Santa Cruz. Despite great food and service, his customer flow was inconsistent. "I feel like something's stuck," he said. When I visited, I noticed his ZZ plant was hidden behind the register, far from the entrance. I suggested he move it, just a step to the left of the door, where it could be seen. No charms. No rituals. 3 weeks later, he called. "Something changed," he said. "No ads. No promotions. But people came. The vibe shifted. It just felt more alive." That's the power of intentional placement. Not superstition, just energy finding space to move. To do this at home, stand inside and face your front door. Your left-hand side is the green dragon zone. Make sure it's not blocked, dusty, or cluttered. A small or medium ZZ plant here, in a natural, earthy pot, can make a big difference. Don't place it directly in the path of the door swing. Instead, position it slightly off to the side, like a quiet host welcoming each wave of energy. To enhance the effect, add gentle light, soft textures, or even a warm-toned lamp. These aren't rules, just invitations to make this space feel intentional, calm, and alive. And every time you walk in or out, let your ZZ plant remind you. Each time you open a door, you also open your fortune. And when guided by intention, the dragon awakens, not with fire, but with flow. So before we move on, take one small action. Stand by your door, look left, and ask, "Is this space ready to welcome abundance?" If today's message resonates with you, please like this video, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, and share it with someone who could use more harmony and gentle flow in their life. Now let's continue, because even the most sacred placement can be undone by a few silent mistakes. Part 5. Mistakes that block energy and Dharma. The illusion of good intentions. In both Dharma and Feng Shui, we're taught something that sounds simple, but is often misunderstood. Good intentions are not enough. You might place your ZZ plant with love, with hope, with the best of intentions. But if the placement goes against the natural flow of energy, those good intentions can silently work against you. Just as in Buddhist practice, where meditation in a noisy, chaotic space hinders mindfulness, your home also requires the right conditions for inner and outer harmony to grow. Let's explore 5 common mistakes that, while subtle, can quietly block the flow of prosperity, and how to correct them with care. Mistake number 1. In the bathroom or near waste areas. The bathroom is a space of release, physically and energetically. In Feng Shui, it is associated with the draining of resources. Water flushes out waste, and with it, the symbolic flow of energy is often pulled down and away. Placing your ZZ plant here is like asking it to anchor abundance while surrounded by energy meant for disposal. From a spiritual standpoint, we can compare this to placing an altar in a place of chaos. No matter how sincere your prayers, the environment is not conducive to sacred intention. What happens energetically? The plant often suffers. It becomes limp, discolored, or fails to grow, mirroring the internal sense of financial stagnation, recurring expenses, or emotional exhaustion. And when your wealth symbol begins to wither, the mind often follows. Doubt creeps in, and faith in forward movement dims. A simple remedy: relocate your plant to a space that feels calm, dry, and well lit. The bathroom may be necessary, but it should not be the home for your prosperity tools. Mistake number 2, under staircases, trapped energy, trapped mind. The area beneath a staircase may seem like a clever spot, unused, shaded, convenient. But spiritually, it's a zone of compression. Air, light, and energy are squeezed. And over time, your plant mirrors this by becoming stunted or dull. In Dharma, when we speak of dukkha, suffering, we often describe it as a tightness, a stuckness. Placing your ZZ plant under a stairwell brings that feeling into form. Energy cannot breathe, cannot rise. It becomes trapped, just like the mind when it's caught in worry, fear, or narrow thinking. One story I recall is of a small business owner who placed her ZZ plant directly under her staircase. "I thought it was safe there," she said. But looking back, that corner became the place where things went to fade. Old bills piled up. My cat refused to go near it. And no matter how hard I worked, I always felt like I was one level beneath success. Once she moved the plant to a brighter spot and cleaned that space, her mindset shifted. More than profit, what returned was clarity. Mistake number 3, directly facing the entrance, flowing in, flowing out. A common error, perhaps the most well-meaning one, is placing the ZZ plant directly in front of the main door, believing it will greet the money as it comes in. But think of energy like a guest. When someone walks into your home, do you want them blocked by furniture or awkward positioning? Or do you want them to feel welcomed, guided into the heart of the space? When the plant is placed in direct alignment with the entrance, energy hits it head on, then often bounces right back out. This creates a feeling of instability. Money may come in, but it also leaves just as quickly. You might experience unexpected expenses, unstable clients, or deals falling through. In spiritual terms, it's like receiving a precious teaching and immediately forgetting it because you weren't fully receptive. The fix? Simply shift the plant off center, preferably to the left side when looking out from inside the house, what Feng Shui calls the green dragon side. This way, energy enters and gently flows into the rest of the home, supported and guided, not blocked. Mistake number 4, near heat or electronics, elemental conflict. The ZZ plant belongs to the wood element, representing growth, gentleness, and patience. Placing it beside heat sources like stoves, radiators, or computers creates an elemental clash. Fire burns wood. Over time, the plant shows signs of stress, dry leaves, stunted growth, or internal decay. Think of it this way: you wouldn't light a candle next to a pile of leaves. The fire consumes what was meant to nurture. In symbolic terms, this reflects burnout. Maybe you're working hard, pushing yourself, staying plugged in 24/7, but you feel drained. No matter the effort, it's as if your energy is being consumed faster than it can regenerate. For a practitioner on the path, this imbalance is dangerous. Too much yang, too much fire, without the cooling presence of yin, leads to restlessness and impulsive decisions. Remedy this by ensuring at least 3 to 5 feet of space between your plant and any strong heat or electrical field. If you can't move the electronics, create a visual or energetic buffer, such as a screen, curtain, or taller plant that softens the energy nearby. Mistake number 5. Treating the plant like a decoration. Perhaps the most subtle mistake is the one we make in our minds. We see the plant as just a plant. Something pretty. Something passive. But in Dharma, even a bowl used for offering water is sacred, not because of its material, but because of the attention it receives. If you place your ZZ plant in a dusty corner, never clean its leaves, let it grow crooked or forgotten, you're sending a message: this symbol of wealth doesn't matter. And energy responds accordingly. To value something is to care for it. That doesn't mean obsession, it means intention. Clean it weekly. Rotate it toward light. Whisper a silent affirmation when you water it. Gentle remedies: how to restore the flow. If you've made any of these mistakes, don't worry. The Dharma is compassionate, and so is energy. Start simple. Move your plant. Trim away any dead leaves. Wipe the pot clean. Add a natural element like smooth stones or a wooden tray underneath. And most importantly, stand before it with stillness, and say, "Thank you. I honor your presence in my space. May you continue to grow, and may my life grow with you." There is no need for elaborate rituals. A few minutes of attention, once a week, is enough. Wealth energy doesn't need to be loud, it only needs to be invited, nurtured, and respected. In the next section, we'll explore how to harmonize this living ally even more, by matching it to your elemental energy. Because when you and your space speak the same energetic language, prosperity doesn't just arrive, it stays. Part 6. The energy of you, matching your element with the plant. When we place a plant in our home, we often think only of the plant's energy, its shape, color, and symbolism. But what we often forget is that the plant is also responding to our energy. It listens, it absorbs, and it reflects. In both Feng Shui and Buddhist awareness, this is a sacred principle. Everything we interact with becomes part of our energetic field. The ZZ plant doesn't just influence your space, it harmonizes with your being. And when the energy of the plant aligns with the energy of its caretaker, abundance flows more naturally. So how do we know what energy we carry? One traditional system is the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Each represents a different kind of inner vibration. You may already sense which one you are. Wood types are visionaries, always growing. Fire types are passionate and expressive. Earth types are grounded and loyal. Metal types are organized and precise. Water types are intuitive and deep feeling. Let's see how each element can best work with the ZZ plant. Wood and fire, natural harmony. If your energy is wood or fire, you're in natural sync with the ZZ plant. As a wood element plant, it resonates with your need for growth, expression, and progress. Wood people thrive on creativity and expansion. The plant mirrors this. Fire types are energized by movement and warmth. Wood supports fire, just as trees feed a flame. To amplify this harmony, choose plant pots in colors like green, light brown, red, pink, or purple. These tones reflect joy, passion, and vitality, ideal for supporting motivation and financial flow. Metal and water, gentle support. If you're more metal or water in nature, the ZZ plant still supports you, but in a quieter way. Metal types seek order, focus, and clarity. Water types seek peace, depth, and emotional stability. Here, The ZZ plant acts as a grounding force, helping bring stability to thoughts and emotions. Try placing your plant in a white, silver, or blue pot. These colors reflect your core essence, while balancing the plant's wood energy. Together, they help channel energy more calmly and productively. Earth, balancing through intention. Earth types value stability, trust, and long-term security. While wood can sometimes feel fast or disruptive to earth energy, intentional placement bridges the gap. Use earth-toned pots, like beige, clay, or ochre, to create a natural anchor between your grounded nature and the ZZ plant's gentle growth. Place it somewhere visible and meaningful, near your desk, kitchen, or family space. Trusting intuition. And finally, remember, not everything needs to be perfectly matched on paper. Sometimes, the right place for your ZZ plant is the one that simply feels right. There's a quiet moment when you set it down and your space breathes. When the colors feel just a bit more alive. That's your intuition speaking, the part of you beyond logic, already in conversation with the energy of your home. When your energy meets the plants with harmony and care, what blooms isn't just greenery, it's fortune, presence, and peace. Part 7. Real Stories of Energy Transformation. Story 1. The Forgotten Corner. Marissa was a freelance designer working from a small apartment in Chicago. She had a ZZ plant given to her by her sister, but it sat tucked beneath a window, in a dusty corner behind her couch, out of sight, out of mind. I liked it, she said, but I never thought of it as more than background. During a rough month of delayed payments and canceled projects, she stumbled across a Feng Shui article about wealth placement. Something clicked. She cleared the southeast corner of her studio, wiped the plant clean, and moved it into that sunlit space with quiet intention. Within 2 weeks, not only did new client inquiries begin to flow in, but her own anxiety softened. It wasn't magic, she said, but I felt seen again. Like something in the room had started breathing with me. Story 2. The Business Block. Luis ran a small tailor shop in a quiet part of town. He had loyal clients, but growth had plateaued. He placed a ZZ plant near the entrance, but directly in line with the front door. Every time a customer walked in, a gust of wind would shake the leaves. Some even brushed against it, unknowingly damaging the stems. I thought I was doing it right, he later told me, welcoming wealth at the door. But over time, the plant yellowed. His regulars started showing up less. Something felt off. After learning about the green dragon position, he moved the plant just a few feet to the left, out of the direct path, but still visible and warm. That same month, he received 2 unexpected referrals and even a small feature in a local paper. The plant started thriving again. So did my business. Coincidence or not, I'm grateful. Story 3. The Mind-Body Mirror. A teacher named Alina kept her ZZ plant on a table beside her Wi-Fi router and home printer, convenient, but not ideal. Over time, the plant lost its deep green color, and Alina began experiencing brain fog, poor sleep, and general restlessness. I didn't connect the dots, she said, until I realized both the plant and I were wilting. She moved it to her meditation corner, away from electronics, near a soft curtain and a candle. The change was immediate. The leaves perked up. And strangely, so did I. Alina began her mornings by lighting incense beside the plant. It became part of my ritual, like a reminder that energy, like teaching, needs the right environment to take root. Each of these stories reminds us, a small shift in your physical space can awaken something in your inner space. The ZZ plant is more than decor, it's a quiet witness. And when you honor its presence, it begins reflecting something much deeper. Your readiness to receive. Part 8. Wealth grows from stillness. In a world that constantly urges us to chase, acquire, and accelerate, the ZZ plant offers a different lesson, one that echoes the heart of both Feng Shui and Dharma. True prosperity comes from alignment, not from urgency. This humble plant doesn't bloom in grand gestures. It grows slowly, quietly, with dignity. It stores what it needs, asks for little, and offers much. Its presence reminds us that abundance isn't always loud. Often, it's the steady, unshaken energy that holds everything together. And the same is true for us. When we move through life without awareness, rushing, reacting, forcing outcomes, we exhaust the very energy that could be attracting blessings. But when we pause, observe, and choose with care, even something as simple as where to place a plant, we send a message to the universe. I am ready, not to demand, but to receive. That's the power of mindful placement. It's not about superstition or aesthetics. It's about creating a space that reflects the peace we're cultivating within. Every leaf on your ZZ plant is a quiet affirmation. A reminder that growth takes time. That financial stability is not a windfall, it's a rhythm. That the home, like the heart, flourishes when we protect its flow and keep it free from noise and clutter. So whether you already have a ZZ plant or are just beginning to consider one, treat it as more than decor. Let it be your partner in presence. Check on it as you would check in with yourself. Water it when you need to reconnect. Move it when energy feels stuck. Let it guide you, not just toward wealth, but toward clarity. Because the greatest wealth is not just money, it's peace. The kind that arises when your outer world reflects your inner wisdom. If this journey has opened something within you, even just a little, consider sharing it. Leave a comment below with the words, I welcome wealth, but I root it in peace. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma for more sacred tools to help you align your space, your spirit, and your path. Until next time, walk gently, place with intention, and trust the quiet things.